Hey guys, welcome to Innovative Learning. This is Professor Manish Narayan, and today we're going to solve multiplying and dividing integers. All right, so I have a couple of rules here. All right, so for multiplication, if you follow these rules, you can't go wrong. All right, so for multiplying integers, all right, we have four types of kind of permutations or use cases here. So we have a positive times a positive. Okay, we have a negative times a negative, positive times a negative, and finally a negative times a positive. Okay, so when we're multiplying the same sign, so look at these two are the same sign. When you multiply the same sign, it's always going to be positive, the result. Okay, so this result is going to be positive no matter what the numbers are. Right, so positive times positive is a negative times negative is also a positive. Now when you're multiplying opposite signs, okay, a positive times a negative or a negative times a positive, the answer is always going to be negative. Okay, no matter what the number. All right, and these same principles apply to division as well. Okay, so when you're dividing a positive divided by a positive or a negative divided by a negative number, okay, all right, so same sign, the answer is always going to be positive. Okay, positive in this case. Okay, now when you're dividing opposite signs, for example, a positive number divided by a negative number or a negative number divided by a positive number, when they're opposite signs for both multiplication and division, the answer is always negative, no matter what the numbers. Okay, so let's apply that in practice here. So first step, let's find each quotient. So it means we're dividing integers. So I like to, problem number 1, 10 divided by 5, always label the sign, and then eventually you'll get better and better. You don't have to label it. But we have a positive divided by a positive, so I know this answer, before I even work out the problem, is going to be positive. Same sign is positive. Now we divide. 10 divided by 5 is 2. That's it. Simple as that. All right, problem number 2, ignore the numbers, label the signs here. All right, we have a negative 24 divided by a positive 12. Okay, excuse my pen. All right, so we have opposite signs, negative divided by positive. That's going to be a negative answer, and then 24 divided by 12, simple, that's 2. So answer is negative 2. All right, problem number 3. Oh, looks like they're the same sign. If it's same sign, remember, don't worry, it's always going to be positive. Okay, so in a way, the signs kind of cancel out. You see that? They kind of cancel out there. So 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. So answer is positive 10. All right, problem number 4, ignore the numbers. We have a negative divided by negative. Oh, same sign. I know the rule says same sign, whether it's multiplication or division, answer is always positive. 300 divided by 20 is what? Well, this 0 cancels out with this 0. 30 divided by 2, problem's easier now, that's 15. So answer is positive 15. All right, so that's a division. Let's move over to multiplication. Okay. I put some easy and intermediate ones here. So let's start with number 29. We have positive 12. All right, I'm going to label that missing sign times a negative 12. All right, so remember, ignore the numbers. Opposite signs, when you multiply, the answer is negative. Now 12 times 12, easy, 144. Okay, problem number 30. We have a positive 11. I'm going to label that imaginary sign times a negative 6. Okay, so ignore the numbers. Opposite signs, when you're multiplying, the answer is negative, always. And 11 times 6 is 66. All right, problem number 31. It looks like we have 3 numbers. Remember, don't get intimidated by how many numbers you have. Apply the same principle. Missing a sign on the 6, so that's positive. All right, let's go in the right order. Positive 6 times negative 5, those are opposite signs, so answer is negative. 6 times 5 is what? 30. And now we have times a positive 3. Okay, times 3. So remember, this is a positive 3 here. So negative and positive, when you multiply it, answer is opposite signs is negative, and 30 times 3 is 90. So you see it looks complicated, but one step at a time. Let's move on to number 32. We have a positive 6 positive 6 times a negative 1. So remember, opposite signs when you're multiplying, answer is negative. 6 times 1 is 6. And finally, we have times 2. So remember, the 2 is positive here. Looks like we're multiplying opposite signs. Negative times a positive. So answer again is going to be negative. And 6 times 2 is 12. Easy. All right. Number 33. We have a positive 8 times a negative 6. Okay, so positive 8 times a negative 6. Opposite signs means answer is going to be negative. 8 times 6 is 48. Again, we have times a negative 3. Times a negative 3. All right, so now we have same sign. Remember, when you're multiplying the same sign, negative and a negative, answer is always positive. And we just multiply 48 times 3. Let's multiply it on the side in case we mess up here, right? So 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. So answer is positive 144. Okay. Let's move on to number 34. We have a negative 3 times a positive 6. I'm going to just label that here, positive 6. Opposite signs, when you multiply, answer is negative. And 3 times 6 is 18. Let's copy the other times here, negative 6. Okay, and now we're multiplying two negatives together. So remember, same sign, when you multiply, it's positive. And 18 times 6, we can do it on the side here in case it's complicated. All right, so 18 times 6, we have 8 times 6 is 48. Carry the 4. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. So the answer is positive 108. All right, let's move on to 35. Now, this looks a little bit tricky. Now, as you get faster, you'll see how easy this becomes. We have a positive 3 times a positive 3. So I'm going to help you do this mentally here. So positive 3 times positive 3 is two positives make a positive. So that's positive 9. Okay, and I'm going to solve this two ways actually. So that way you guys get two different tricks. All right. So positive times positive is positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Then we copy the rest of it. Remember, one step at a time. 3 there. Now 9 times negative 1. So we have a positive 9 times negative 1. These are opposite signs, so answer is negative. That's negative 9. Okay, and then copy the 3. And finally, we have negative and positive. So negative 9 times positive 3. Opposite signs, that means answer is negative, and 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, let me show you another trick to this problem. Okay. You can actually predetermine the final sign of the answer. So let's try. A positive times positive 3. Positive times positive is positive. Okay, so I'm going to label. I'm going to label this for a second. So we have positive 3, a positive 3, a negative 1, and a positive 3. So watch this carefully. Positive times positive is positive. Positive times a negative is a negative. And finally, negative times positive is a negative. So I know this answer will be negative. Now you could just multiply all the numbers together, right? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So that's another approach. So remember, you can apply that as you get better and better, okay? Let's move on to number 36 here. All right, we have a negative times a positive. So these two, look at these two. We have negative times positive. That's a negative, right? Opposite signs. 3 times 3 is 9. And then I copy the rest of it. Negative 3, negative 3. And now, negative 9 times a negative 3. Same sign when you multiply, that becomes positive. So that's a 27, positive, right? And we're multiplying that finally by negative 3. Okay. Now positive times negative, opposite sign, that's a negative. I copy the sign. And 27 times 3, I think it's 81, but we can verify. 27 times 3, we have 1. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry the 2. 6 plus 2, yep, 81. So answer is negative 81. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos, and hope this is of help in your school, and have fun with it. Bye, guys.